Okay, so we're going to add another subcategory. Well, we're going to add a category and a subcategory using our one table in our database. And I'll show you how it works. These are some categories that I've already done. And inside there we have some subcategories like that. And then each one of those has their own subcategories. And when you click on any of these, like dog training, what happens is it goes to the yellow pages, it spiders the page and brings back the results based on these subcategories. So here you can see it brought back some results, and I get the company name, phone number, there's the website, and I get an address if they have one on there as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add another category and some subcategories, and this is all based on one table. I'll show you how I do it. So I go over here to where I want to spider this information from, and I've already done the beauty and personal care, and now I want to do the restaurants and catering. I want all of these subcategories, and I want all of the results to show up on this site over here, Hernando County Business Directory, Small Street News. So here's what we do. We copy that main category and we bring it over to our table that we're working on, which is our groups table. And here's how I organize this. I've queried the table now, and it's given me all of the group types that are biz titles having a parent ID of 0. So we have 0 all through here. This parent ID is 0, which means it's the parent. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add another one, and it's also going to be a 0. It's going to be a top category, and I'll show you how this works. We're going to add that in. I'm going to be the owner. It's going to be a top category, which is 0. It's going to be biz titles, and I'll paste that in. It's restaurants and catering. So what I want to do now is generate this ID. We're going to upload it to the server. It's going to generate an ID for me that I need, and I'll show you how we make these subcategories of the main category. Okay, so now we have 3911. That is my new restaurants and catering ID. So I'm going to paste that in right here. Oh, wrong one. I'm going to type it in, 3911. Okay, I still have that on my clipboard. I have to remember that. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and run this query now, and it's going to basically query the database now, and it's going to give me all of the results where groups, where a parent ID, the parent ID is our new ID that we created right here, 3911 for restaurants. So I'm going to have a look. We're going to query it and enter, and there are no results. So what we want to do is we want to add all these subcategories, but I don't want to do it all manually. So what we do is we run back over here to where we were just at. And before I copy this, let me just tell you what I'm going to do here. All this is going to end up in a Google spreadsheet over here, right here. And this is how I kind of lay it out to move this over to the server. So this is going to actually be restaurants and catering, and I'm going to get the subcategories and put it under there. And I'll show you how this works. I'm going to pop back over here and go to the website. Here we go. Wrong spot. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to inspect this top category. I'm going to inspect it with Chrome Inspector. And there I can see here that there's the restaurants and catering, which is an H2, which is the title. And then just below that, we have something, and then we have the expandable area. Now inside this expandable area is what I want, all the subcategories. They're in there. So what I can do now is I can right click on that and copy the whole element, take that entire element, and what I do is let me just show you why. I go over here, if I paste that in, it comes out, well, it's all HTML first of all, so that's nothing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it over to my code tester here, and I'm going to select all that. This is the last one I did. Refresh, and then I'm going to paste it in there. Hit refresh again. Now I have all my subcategories. They look they look vertical, but in reality they're not vertical yet. So I can show you that. If I were to copy that and go try to put it in my spreadsheet here, you can see it's all running across there horizontally. So that's not going to work. So what I have to do is I have to do one more step, and I have to go over here to right here in Notepad. There's my last one. Now if I paste it in there, it looks the way I want it. It is vertical. But what I need to do after I paste it in is recopy it, copy it again, and then bring it back to my Google spreadsheet where I can paste it in. And I'll paste it in, and there they are, just what I wanted. So now what we need to do is just set this up to go into the table, and I have all the table names up here, which I just put up here so they match up with my table on the server. Just makes it real easy to put all this information in quickly. I wouldn't want to do it all manually. So anyway, they're all in there. Now what we want to do is we just want to fill in these three things that we need for the server, and they're going to be this is going to be biz titles, like that, and then that's going to be the parent ID, which I'll get in a moment, and I'm the owner. So let's go get the parent ID that we want, which is right here, parent ID 3911. We can type that in, 3911. Now that that's done, we'll just copy that all down here to these other cells here, and now we have everything that we need to put it in our database. So what I need to do now is copy the entire, even if it has empty cells, I have to get the whole table structure there, all the way up to there. I don't need the top category because that's already in the database there, the table. So now I'm going to copy that, and we're going to go back over here, and we're just going to paste it in. Got to have the, the first one. You can't start here. You have to start right there, and it pastes it all in there, just like that. And then you just verify that everything looks good. The group title, the group type is correct, and the parent ID is correct. So now I just upload that to the database, and it generates all of the group IDs that we need. There they are. It's all done. Came back. And this is still our query that we queried. So if I query it again and say, hey, give me all of these with parent ID 3911, go. It'll do a query, and there they are. They're all there. So now what happens is, after that's done, we're all done. So if we go back over to the website that we're working on, here we have all of our top categories, I should say, top categories. And then if we refresh the page now, we should have a new one, which is restaurants. Restaurants and catering. There we go. Restaurants and catering. So there it is. We have a new top category. Now under there is our subcategories. So if I click there, I should see all the subcategories populate. There. Now they're all there. So what happens now if I want to see all the steakhouses that are in this particular area where we're searching is Brooksville, Hernando County. If I click on steakhouse, it's going to bring me all of the restaurants in the area of Brooksville or Hernando County. So basically it's spidering the yellow pages, grabbing the information that I want and bringing it home so I can display it here on my site. So there it is, all the good stuff. Bonefish Grill, Outback Steakhouse, love it. And I'm sure there's more than that, but we'll get into that later. That's quite a few. Anyway, that's what I want. So if we hit vegetarian restaurants, let's see how many we get there. Oh, quite a few, look at that. Loving Hut. Anyway, that's how I do that. Thanks for watching.